A very good morning to you, South Africa. Welcome to the South African Morning. I'm Hloni Mtimkulu. It's been a month since Jan Hofmeyr residents in Brixton, Johannesburg, last had water. They fear a repeat of the situation last year when they went without water supplies for an entire 7 months. Now, the community there is taking to the streets in protest. Our eNCA reporter Hloni Mtimkulu is on the ground and joins us now. Hloni, a very good morning to you. So the community there is saying that they have been without water now for an entire month, and that actually this is not the first time that this has happened, but last year it was even worse, an entire 7 months. What are the people saying on the ground?
Yeah, Tammy, so I was actually told that it's 6 weeks without water, and something that makes it even more frustrating is that we're at the convergence of 5 streets in the Brixton area in Jan Hofmeyr, and parts of the community do have water. So on my left, that community does have water, whereas on the other side, which is the community here that's protesting, they don't have water. So it's been a very frustrating time for them, and I think they don't understand why they don't have water, and some people do have water. So they have closed off the road. Some traffic has been diverted. And yeah, so we're going to speak to a community leader, Hloni Mtimkulu, just about that. Just Viola, first of all, what do you understand about why you do not have water?
Well, there's so many reasons. There's so many stories that we're getting. Like we feel now, it's copy and paste, because we're getting the same memo basically every day. They're sending us the same memo. But we want to know why has certain streets in our area got water and we don't have. We've got old people, and I will say it again, old people sitting without water for, it's a month, over a month now. They're sitting without water. How do we expect these old people to carry the water, carry those buckets? We had enough. Really, we can't sit without water for 7 months again. Like last year, we were sitting without water. Joburg Water keeps on sending teams to our area to come and check, but up till now, no proper feedback. And I'm going to say it. We can't go without water. It's not. It's unhealthy the way we are living. Toilets, bathing. Our kids need bottles. We've got small children in our area. We've got old people that's on Kimbies that needs to be washed. How do you feel as a daughter or a son that must see to your mother laying in bed that you have to change a nappy but you don't have water? So that wet wipes that they might be using can also be a blockage. Then we sit with sewage. So our area now, we've got a water problem, electricity problem, sewage problem, overcrowding. What are we doing? You understand?
Yeah, while you talk about the memos that have been sent out, what is said in those memos about what's going on?
Well, they're just telling us about the reservoir is closed. They'll open it 50%, and if they do open this water, if they open it fully, then more areas will be affected. Does it really make sense to us? So it's fine for Jan Hofmeyr, Vredepark, Vrededorp and Pageview to be without water because the other areas need water. Who are we? We're not animals. We're also human beings. We need water, please.
And I see that there is a cop car that's just come through. But just Viola, whose attention are you hoping to get by having this protest?
Well, Joburg Water, we need their attention. The mayor. We're asking for the mayor to come and address us. We had Tapelo here. What has he done? Now we're sitting with this new mayor. What is he doing about it? Really, it's not fair on us as the residents. Also of Ward 58. So we need help. Crosby is also, some of the streets is without water in Crosby. But here we're sitting, Mayfair, same thing. Why is it only us all the time, the same places that's without water?
Okay, thank you so much, Viola. We're just going to move Tammy to where the other residents are. There have been SAPs that have come through, but they've not been able to obviously get through here. And there was a car that passed through earlier, but under much difficulty after the barricades were opened. But now they're not opening the barricades for people to come through. And as I said, this is the convergence of 5 streets in the Brixton area. So some of the traffic has had to be diverted via other roads as well. Tammy.
So I hear, Hloni, the one resident, as you mentioned, saying that there haven't been hasn't been any water for 6 weeks now, that there have been personnel from the municipality that have come through to fix the issues, but clearly they haven't been fixed as yet. Do we have an indication or an idea of exactly what the problem may be, technically, what it is that needs to be fixed? And as you mentioned, why one part of the community has water and literally just the next street there is none?
So I think from what I heard from Viola, the community leader, she says they've been told that their reservoir is empty. But what's confusing for them is if there's an issue with the reservoir, how come parts of the community or parts of the Brixton area has water, but their part doesn't have water? And so how is it that, or how is that sort of decided? So that's the part that they don't understand. And why has it been 6 weeks that they don't have water if it's a reservoir issue, and how has it not been attended to? And I think what also frustrates them is the fact that this isn't the first time. They've gone periods without water. They've told me now that sometimes the water will come back during the evening, and when you wake up in the morning, there's no water. So it's just a lot of frustration, a lot of inconsistency, just a lot of confusion and not knowing what is going on, what really is actually going on. And I think you can see Teddy's showing you the traffic that is having to be diverted from the area as people look for other routes. They have had to be turned back. Even as I said, the SA Police Service has also had to be turned back and not been allowed to come through, because the community is feeling very frustrated and hoping to get someone's attention so that their water can be restored, or there can be more clarity or certainty or just finality in terms of what is happening with their water situation. So they're just coming through again through the barricades, and they are turning back cars again, Tammy.
Clearly, barricading is one of the tactics that the residents are using to draw attention to their plight. Do we know, Hloni, what the end objective is? Are they going to be marching, or are they going to be stationed in one place with a barricade? Are they expecting any of the city officials to come through and address them? What is their plan?
So this is one area. So they've closed off 2 sections. This is one of them. Then there's a section about a few hundred meters down the road where there's an old age home. That's also been closed off. And I believe there are old age people that are also protesting or have helped to barricade that road, because they also have trouble getting water. Viola told me that they have to pay people to help them to fetch water when their JoJo tanks in that old age home run out. So that's a big problem. But in terms of being here, they just said they want to get the attention of the mayor. They were speaking about the previous mayor, Thapelo Ahmad, who came here before, and nothing has happened since then. And now they want Kabelo Kwamanda to also come here, and they're hoping to get someone's attention. They plan to be here for the morning and not to go for the whole day. So we'll have to see. I think there's some frustration that's building, because when we arrived here, it was very calm. And even though it is still calm, but I think with people coming and trying to get through, the residents don't want those cars to come through, and I think that's causing a bit of frustration, Tammy. But in terms of what the plan is, they're just planning to be here for the morning. I don't know if they'll be here other days as well. I think that we'll have to see what happens beyond today. But we're not expecting anyone from the city to come here or anyone to respond to them, even though they are hoping to get their attention. The ward councillor, they said, they expect to be here as well. So hopefully we will be able to speak to the ward councillor during the course of the morning, Tammy.
I see that there are some police vans and vehicles on the other side of the barricade. I don't know, Hloni, if you've had an opportunity to speak to the law officials and really find out what their role there is today. Are they there just to ensure that nobody gets hurt and yet allow the residents to continue with their protest? And what exactly it is that they are doing, what they aim to do, being stationed there? Because I see the barricades are still there. I did see a bit earlier on as well how traffic was being redirected, and there was a congestion at the back on the other side where cars were trying to maneuver themselves and trying to reverse and just turn around so they can try and find another route. What is it that the police have been briefed to do in Brixton this morning? I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to them, Hloni.
So I I haven't, but I will say earlier when there were cars that were trying to get through and the residents weren't allowing them to come through, the SAPS did open the barricades and then clear up the way just for those cars to get through. So that's what they have been doing. Initially they went and I think they were alerted to what is happening, probably by residents that have been trying to get through, other people that have been motorists that have been trying to get through. But so far, in terms of what they are able to do, yeah, that's basically, I think, what they're trying to do, diverting the traffic and making sure that those who are using the roads, not protesting, who are trying to get through, are able to do so when they can.
Hloni, we'll continue touching base with you throughout the course of that morning, seeing how the residents will be reacting, as well as to see if there will be any sort of intervention from the city. That's Hloni Mtimkulu. She is out in Brixton, Johannesburg for us this morning, where residents are protesting due to a lack of water. They say they haven't had water there for over 6 weeks, and they're fearing that this might be a reoccurrence of what they experienced last year, where they were without water for months. Various reasons are being given as to why they don't have water, including an empty reservoir. But whenever the city comes in to try and fix it, they get water trickling through maybe in the evening and then stopping throughout the course of the next day. We'll be touching base with Hloni as the morning progresses.